the Nets need Kyrie Irving to do is not play in just 103 games in his Nets career, which is all he's played in. And I think Jay is right. I think this has got to be Kevin Durant really taking ownership of this, really holding guys accountable, because the Nets are going to go into next season. They're going to have talent, and Kyrie Irving, I think, will be back. I think he'll be signed with them. But there's two huge question marks, and it's going to be Kyrie Irving and it's going to be Ben Simmons. Are they all the way in? You can't be halfway in, and I think the Nets all season long, just look at the year that they had. They were basically a part-time team. James Harden showing up out of shape, then not wanting to be there. Joe Harris getting hurt in November, no fault of his own. Kevin Durant missing 21 games with an injury. Kyrie with the vaccination status. They make a major trade in the middle of the season. The main guy that they get back in the trade never played. You treat the regular season like, well, it's really all about the playoffs. Well, the teams that seem to be doing well in the postseason actually treated the regular season like it mattered, including the team that just swept them 4-0.
Frankie, Kevin Durant coming back next year will be 34 years old. And my whole thing to Key and Max is like, I don't have time anymore to wait for all the BS that is going on with you guys. So Ben Simmons, you know what? Wear what everybody else is wearing on the damn sideline. Like, be in uniform with everybody and be available on the court. Kai, I don't want to hear any more hiccups from you. Let's just go out here and win championships. After the game, Frank, like my mouth dropped to the floor. I saw Kyrie smiling and laughing with his old teammates. And I'm watching Kevin go through the handshake line, and he looks so pissed off. And I'm just like, wow, like that's the dichotomy between the way one person rolls as opposed to the other. And this is a team that just got swept in the first round of the playoffs. Like, that's mind-boggling to me.
No, and here's the deal with both players, and I agree with you about Kevin Durant because a lot of it is always going to fall on him, just like it falls on LeBron when his team loses. Since Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving have been together, the Nets, and I understand they didn't play the first year, but it still kind of goes on their resume, the Nets are 1-3 in playoff series. So right now the Golden State Warriors, the team that Kevin Durant left, they're on pace to get a playoff series victory, maybe even make it to a conference finals, maybe win a championship without him. Look at how Boston has done without Kyrie Irving. That's something that you have to own right there. And Kyrie Irving, again, I forget it, without taking a political stance here, there's no question, though, that him not getting vaccinated impacted this team all season long. It was one of many factors. And when you just show up in the playoffs, and Kyrie was the one that said, yeah, we just need time to gel. Well, that's what the regular season is for. Explain to me why, and we hear people say it all the time, Jay, you played in the league, so you know this, how the regular season doesn't matter. Well, why didn't you tell that to the Phoenix Suns, who made it all the way to Game 6 of an NBA Finals last year? It seemed to matter to them. They won 64 games, for crying out loud, during the regular season. Boston went 26-6 in the last 32 games. You're going to sit here and tell me that didn't matter? Meanwhile, the Nets, who's playing? You don't know. And to your point about Ben Simmons, and listen, what he's going through mentally, I hope that he gets it all figured out. I don't know why he held a press conference to hint that he might play, and then you don't play. But why is it a guy that was hiding in the fourth quarter the last time we saw him play a basketball game wants everyone to look at him on the bench when he's not playing? It makes no sense what went on. The way that whole thing was handled, that was handled wrong from the start. And then last night, I didn't even see him at the game last night. So the whole thing has been a mess. I feel badly for Kevin Durant. Listen, could Kevin Durant do some things better? Absolutely. But he took a leap of faith to come here, and he wanted Kyrie to be his running mate. They need everyone to be all in, or else guess what? They'll be a playoff team next year, and they'll suffer more disappointment.
Frank Isola, Yes Network, joining us this morning on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Frank, so with all that being said, whose team is it, though? Who's the leader of the team? Is it Kyrie Irving's team or is it Kevin Durant's team?
Well, I think to what Jay said, I do at times feel like it's Kyrie's team and not so much Kevin Durant, and he's got to be the guy. And listen, the players respect Kyrie from the standpoint they all know that he's a talented player. Absolutely. But it's hard when you're just not around that much, when it always seems to be something, whether it's injury, whether it was the vaccination status this year. Last year, remember when he was gone from the team for 2 weeks? All that stuff kind of factors in. And I think if Kyrie Irving wants to look at his career and say, I want to make sure I win one without LeBron. And Kevin Durant has won 2 titles with Golden State, and he says, I want to prove that I could win without those guys on Golden State. Everyone has to be all in from day one. Clearly there's going to be some changes. And to Jay's point, Kevin Durant's going to be 34. Who knows? maybe last year, and I gave him a lot of credit for it. The season ended, and a week later, that dude flew out to Vegas and joined the national team. And we probably don't win the Olympics without him. That's how much that guy loves to play. They need to find guys on the team that are that passionate about it, and they need to get a little bit younger, a little bit longer, because look at, the Celtics, length and athleticism certainly gave this team trouble. But to get back to your original point, it needs to be Kevin Durant. He's got to be the guy. He's got to, ruffle some feathers a little bit more.
And Frank, guess who was one of the coaches on that USA basketball team? Ime Udoka, who got a chance to watch KD every single day, know what strategies he likes and what he doesn't like. But as it relates to coaching, are you bringing Steve Nash back? I think they should. I think this core between Steve Nash and Joe Harris and KD and Kyrie deserve at least one more run at it, considering they haven't actually been all on the court together.
One run at it.
Yeah. You know what? I think obviously are there things that Steve Nash could have done better in the series? Yeah. I do think that's the case. I think the fact that Steve Nash and Kevin Durant are aligned, I think that's important. I tend to agree with you because I do think, again, if you have Joe Harris and Ben Simmons, and 4 years ago, guys, Ben Simmons was on a Sixer team that won 19 of the last 20 games. And if you had said at that point, is Ben Simmons one of the top 20 players in the league, everyone would have said, yes, he is. So they didn't have Joe Harris. You don't have Ben Simmons. And think about how, that makes you deeper. It means Patty Mills doesn't have to play as much. Seth Curry, who was very good last night. I think everything that happened this year to say, well, Steve Nash isn't the guy. I'm just not buying that right now. And listen, when you get swept, everything is on the table, but I'm not blaming Steve Nash for this. I'm sorry.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.